Hey, well, great Friday night to you all. So I hope you've all been able to wake up this morning feeling super amazing and grateful that you were alive again another day in this experience. And I hope you set that high vibe. And no, I haven't come out and done a live today because I'm just in a recovery mode. I've been telling you guys about the mice. Well, I again had to flip my place apart. So, things happen. And, that ties into my topic tonight, but I hope you guys were all able to tell yourself all those amazing things you needed to hear. And I hope that you weren't looking for anything from anybody else in this planet that you could give yourself primarily. And I hope you weren't leading with expectation today. I hope you were solely leading with your intentions. Guys, there's some things that you just can't delegate in this world and expect certain results. You need to take some things into your own hands sometimes. And I've learned that the hard way, but it's also been beneficial to know that also. What do I mean? Well, I couldn't depend on the doctors to save my life. I had to do it. I couldn't depend on the doctors to heal my limbs when they wanted to cut them off. I couldn't depend on anything or anybody to get the results that I wanted. I needed to do it. I couldn't delegate it to anybody. So, I'll bring it up. I have been dealing with this mouse problem in my apartment for months. And I have encountered many different people coming here to do many different things. Telling me that all this whole time that, it's your fault. You leave the balcony door open. They're coming in from the balcony and all kinds of crap. This is the third week in a row that they've been vigilant here, coming here. And every week the guy comes in and says, oh my gosh, you've gotten rid of so much. You've gotten rid of so much. You've gotten rid of so much every time he comes. Well, what am I supposed to do? Especially if I have nesting going on in my place with mice. I have no choice but to rid myself of anything that they could nest in. You know how much stuff I've had to throw out because it can't be washed? And it was damaged and ruined from mice? So, they keep coming in here and bringing poison. But they weren't bringing any traps. So what's the point? Especially when these, they pick at the poison, but at this point, when they're all over the apartment, what is that going to do for me? So I told the guy today that I've totally had it. He said, look, your past 7 months must be very difficult on your mental health. I said, you know what? I'm lucky to be who I am. Because should it be another person? Yeah, it would be an impact on their mental health. But, you just have to be okay no matter what. And sometimes you got to take things into your own hands. So what did I do today after? Because I have been flipping apart this apartment and constantly ridding myself of things and cleaning it out to make sure these mice don't. Well, instead of me having my dependence on this company and this housing and everybody else that I've been depending on for 7 months to rid myself of the problem, I said, you know what? This is the first time in my life that I've depended on other people to get things done. I don't know who's at my door. Hang on just a sec. Well, then I'm still going to have to give it back to you to get back in. Just take it. Yeah, sorry about that. I guess I lost my viewer, but anyway, that's somebody that needed something and didn't call or didn't. Anyway, this has been an ongoing mention about this thing. And anyway, so like I'm going to say, there's some things that you cannot delegate in your life at all. Sometimes you have to just take it into your own hands. It's as simple as that. So what did I do this evening? I've taken this mice situation into my own hands. I did the research like I've done with everything else. And I could simply rid the problem, which will be tonight. I'm ridding the problem. Literally. So what did I do? Well, I found out that peppermint, it's as simple as peppermint. And this is what I mean about don't delegate. I have been depending on companies and this housing and everybody to figure this out. Well, I've taken many other situations that have happened in here in my own hands to fix them. And I've fixed them. So tonight's journey is going to be to put peppermint on cotton balls all over my house, which apparently will rid the mice out of here in 24 hours, and they will not come back at all as long as there's the smell of peppermint essential oil. Okay? So, guys, I'm going to encourage you guys all to sometimes just don't have the dependence on things that are offering that providence to do so. You know what I mean? Like they're saying, yeah, okay, we'll depend on this and do it like this and do it like this and do it like this. Sometimes you're just not meant to. You know, we do things for a reason according to who we are. And, you know, we can't change our ways to accommodate other people and their wishes or what they want from us, but we definitely can't delegate what needs to be done for our well-being into the other hands. Like these people that have been coming in and out of my place for 7 months trying to fix these mice, none of them are going home to mice. So they're doing a half-assed job. This is what I mean. So if I want it taken care of properly, which I do, well, I need to rid myself of the mice, which I'm about to do. So apparently it's as simple as peppermint. So my night tonight, after tonight, my poor neighbors, because they're going to smell like it's Christmas, or they're going to smell like the whole building's like a big candy cane. But if the building is covered in mice, and we have a real problem with the mice in the building, and I have just found out that peppermint, they can't handle the smell and it disorients them, and they really will not come back if the smell of peppermint is around. Well, I'm about to have my place smelling like a big peppermint mill. So this is why I say, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take things into your own hands and handle the stuff, you know? But you can't sit there wallowing in your sorrows about it. You got to take vigilant actions no matter what it is that you want. And yeah, this may be a situation about the mice, but the global moral picture to it is, you know, guys, I could sit here and keep delegating it to the same hands that have let it get this bad, or I could just take care of it myself. So my point being is, anything that you can take care of on your own, do it. Because people aren't going to provide to you the way that you would do things. You see, society and all of what we're living under has gotten used to half-assing everything. And it's not cool. Factually. It's not cool at all. People lack respect for others. People have no genuine care for others. It's all about the poor me, the me. And it's really not cool. And you see, what do I mean by saying that? Well, exactly the company's coming in here to fix this problem that's not being handled by them. Well, they only give a shit about getting a steady residual income from this building. So why would they rid the problem? They won't. This is what I mean. I want you guys to really take a look at my situation and how I have to step up for myself to correct something. So I want to encourage all of you guys, don't leave yourself leaning on anything or anybody that's giving you false hope. False hope. These people have been coming in here telling me that it has been my fault when the building is infested with mice, and it's far from my fault. I'm on the 4th floor. You know, I had some guy show up at my house yesterday randomly from the housing. That's a new guy that they sent to my door randomly with no announcement, because after they received an urgent report that my place needed to be opened up and rid of the mice that were in the walls and that were eating through into my apartment. Listen, I guess when they got the report, they assumed that I live in a pigsty. Okay? So they showed up at my door unexpectedly. Well, when the guy walked into my house, he said, I'm in shock. I said, why? What's wrong? He said, your place is so clean. I said, well, what do you expect? He said, well, with the report that I got, I never expected that you have a clean apartment. I said, well, I've been trying to tell you guys I'm not the problem. People don't believe what you are telling them half the time. And they make up their own assumptions, and they make up their own stories attached to it, and they make up, and it's all fictitious. It's all fake. They don't run on facts. So after the guy came in and after I showed him the corner of my wall between my heater and my wall that the mice have actually eaten through into my place, he said, oh, wow, your place is really, it's spotless, but it's in bad shape. I said, I've been telling you guys this for years. But you all thought that, okay, Toby's going to die, so we're going to get away with not doing repairs. We're going to get away with all of the living conditions that she has to endure. Well, no, not me. You see, I've done what I needed to do to keep my apartment safe from all of the rest of the crap that goes on in this building. So, sealing all of I have done that myself. I re-silicone my place every couple of months. I get down there on my all fours, strip every piece of silicone around any crack, and I reseal it myself. So, today, after having an absolute blowout with this guy that was coming with the mice thing, and me telling him, listen, this is the 3rd week that I've seen you guys in my place, packing this place with poison, but I see 0 traps, and I've had to spend hundreds of dollars on traps. You guys do not compensate me. You guys do not compensate for what I've had to throw out, and you guys are doing nothing about it at this point, but just allowing it to get worse. Well, he said, okay, well, we'll try. We're going to try. But at this point, it's very much out of control in the whole building. I said, well, then you got to do something about it. I'm so tired of hearing people's excuses for things. Then for me, you know what? I stepped up so much today that I called the member of parliament. It just so happened when I went down to check my mailbox, well, I got this deputy minister for Dorval, Lachine, and LaSalle here. Boy, did I call and leave her a message. Told her straight up that if I don't get a call back from her, that I'm going public with everything. So I'm sure with that kind of message, I'll get a call back. But do you realize that people are allowing this kind of conditions when, after the research I did today, all it's going to take is some peppermint to rid these mice? This is what I mean, people. When you take things into your own hands, sometimes there are very simple solutions for what seems to be outrageous problems to another. Because it's perfect example of even a company and a housing always looking at problems, but never seeking solutions. Me, I'm solution-based. I do not wake up with problems. I do not create problems for myself. And I don't believe in problems. There is not a problem existent if there is an alternative, which is a solution. It's somebody's choice. Well, my choice is to find a solution to everything all the time because I don't like to not feel good. Who does? And you know what? 98% of the population right now today doesn't feel right. Well, I'm not one of them. And I refuse to let any situation stop me. And the bigger the challenge, the bigger I seek the learning. And I can't delegate that to anybody. See what I mean? So this is why I say there are some things you just have to do on your own. There's some things that you cannot delegate to another, but get them done, regardless of what you have to do. You know? And yes, we get caught in these energies. Like I was caught in this cycle with these people going, fuck, they're not going to fix it. Okay, what do I do now? And me, with a passion for learning like I do have, I'm realizing now that I shouldn't even let it get to this point. But I did for a reason. Because you know what? Everything is for learning. No matter what it is. So what has this taught me again? You know, it was a real kick in the face to do the research today and find out that this big problem that's been ongoing in my life for months can be simplified and rectified with a simple solution of peppermint essential oil. Factually. Now, if it is that simple, in my logical thinking, I say, well, if it's a simple solution as that, why is the building not sprayed with it? I don't understand it. No, they'd rather pay thousands of dollars to have a company come in here and not even fix the problem. This is what I'm saying. You better watch people's intentions when you're dealing with them. And don't delegate the things that you can do yourself into the hands of another. Why do I say that? Because people are not coming to handle it the way that you would half the time. And we expect people to. Like, I expected this company in the housing to handle their business. Why? Because I was the president of the board of directors for the second largest cooperative housing unit in North America for a couple of years. I know how things work. There's no rental agent that can tell me how things work, and she hasn't been on a board of directors with all those apartments and really doesn't know anything but her job. You know? But there are so many people dependent on so many people that lack the proper training and education and self-accountability. You see, I'm accountable to myself. And I'm accountable to anybody. Like, look, you know, I want people to be okay. I don't want people to be struggling. I don't want people to feel like they're powerless. I felt powerless in this mouse situation. With the housing, with the people trying to deal with it. And this is why I come out here and I use it as an example and I talk about it. You know, I felt so mad I wanted to choke the guy today. I wasn't mad. I was disappointed. I was fed up of these people half-assing it. You know what kind of energy I've had to put into moving all my stuff and ridding my stuff and a constant flip in my apartment? My heart today, that's why I didn't even come out and do a live. I have had a constant pain in my heart. Constant since this morning. No, I'm not taking my nitro. No, I am not on heart meds. I refuse them. And as far as I'm concerned, listen, as long as I stay calm, I know what my heart has to do. But yeah, it was beautiful outside today, but my heart was hurting so bad from the inadequate blood supply that I was cold all day, even in the nice weather. Yeah. It was really hard on my system. And all of this and the toxins of these mice in my apartment are not helping me. I have patches of eczema. I'm reacting to it. Listen, I know. And these people cannot tell me better than me of what is going on. You see? So that's why I had to do the research. And I'm about to exterminate my place from the mice myself. Once this pain in my heart relieves a little bit. Yeah, because it is super tight. And it has been, listen, when I went to walk my dogs, when I went to walk my dog today, I had a hard time doing that extra loop because of the pain in my chest. But I already know what it is. It's from the heart attack. My heart's scarred. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to have angina for the rest of my life. But I went and I moved hundreds of pounds of weight yesterday, last night. So I know why my heart is hurting me today. But there's some things you just can't ask another to help you with. And you have no choice but to do it on your own. And I'm in that situation, so I just do it. I get it done. No matter what it pushes me, and if it pushes me to my last breath, so be it. Nothing's going to stop me. But what happens is like today, well, waking up and having this chest pain already. But I know what angina feels like. I've been suffering angina since I had my heart attack. And yeah, and I get really cold if my circulation's not adequate. And I know what it's all about. But hey, when you come back from total septic shock and they give you 16 hours to live and you refuse amputation of your limbs and you heal them up and when you come back from all that shit, you know what's going on in your body and there's not anybody who can tell you different. Well, I know exactly what's going on with me and I listened to my body and I listened to my heart and all my heart was telling me today is, Tobi, you better fucking chill before I pop. And I said, okay. I'll do just that because you're my true compass. But yeah, I've had some serious chest pain all day from what I've had to endure over the past 24 hours. But hey, like I said 2 weeks ago when I first flipped this apartment upside down because of these mice, I literally thought I gave myself another heart attack. I know what they feel like, and trust me, it felt like I had one. And then the morning after when I woke up, oh boy, my body felt like I had been put through the ringer again. But that's okay. That just means slow down. But the whole point to it is you don't delegate nothing to the hands of another, especially when you can handle it. Because you'll be running in the same circles that they want to put you in. Factually, how do I know? I'm using my housing and my situation as a perfect example of it. 7 months of these people and me allowing them to have the governance of rectifying something and it's only getting worse and they're making excuses for their half-assed ways, which they do. Well, I had to take it upon myself to rectify the situation because my heart can't take it anymore. Literally. So my life again is depending on me to rectify this situation, which I will. That's why I did the research. Peppermint essential oil and some cotton balls. Drip that stuff on your cotton balls and put them around your house and the mice will leave. Doesn't matter if you're in a house, an apartment. So, guys, if you didn't know before, now you know. You ever end up with mice or you want mice out of your place or you want mice to stay out of your place, you get some peppermint essential oil, drip it on some cotton balls, and put it around your house. Well, what I'm going to do, because of the nesting of the mice and everything in here, is this is the factor that hurts, though. When I bend over for too long, an extended amount of time, and all that blood is rushing, my heart starts to hurt. So I'm going to have to, what I want to do is take this essential oil and rub it on all of the baseboards of my apartment. But in order to do that, I got to make sure that my heart is not feeling the way it does right now, because I know that I just push it to go, okay, I really need a break. So I'll get on it tonight, slowly. But apparently when I start laying this stuff down, the mice are going to start running. So, yeah, I can't wait to see that either, because... Hey, when I start seeing these little babies that are stuck on my stickers, I'm like, oh, man. And when I showed the guy today, he's like, oh, no. And he showed me exactly where they're coming in. And this is where I showed them that they've been coming in for 5 months. And they don't believe me because I'm not an exterminator. No, but I don't need to be an exterminator to have logic and to have sense when I'm living in my place. You know, it's just like you go to the doctor and you tell the doctor all the symptoms. Well, he's going to base your diagnosis off your symptoms if he doesn't do any factual tests. Right? Well, where along the line did people stop listening to one another? Because that's the real problem, is the lack of the active listening. People come with these preconceived notions and assumptions and run with it, and it's fictitious. It's not even facts. Because it's all one's perspective. And it seems like the more truth I talk, the more people don't understand me because they're so used to being lied to. Literally. That it's like my truth goes by people as if it's like, they're watching a boat sail down the river or something because the clear understanding is that it's a boat. Like, more so than not. So guys, listen, in the world that we live together, that we're living together in, that we are all connected in, I highly suggest that you guys do not delegate anything that you want handled into the hands of somebody else unless you must. You know, it's a very different thing if you're trying to run a business and you have others with expertise that you can use, and because you can guarantee that these people are going to show up properly. Well, no, you can't even do that. You see, I can't even lie. Nah, you know what? I retract that because there are so many people in the business world right now that are just trying to get your dollar that they don't give a fuck what they do or what they tell you. It's like a guy trying to get with a girl. They're going to tell you anything. Except for the truth and the facts. Well, I've had enough of that. So again, I'm going to take situation into my own hands and handle this business. Because I must. I've lost way too much to let it keep going. Like, the guy said to me today, he's like, whoa, you have emptied out your apartment in the 2-3 weeks that I've been here. Every week I come back, there's like, your apartment's emptier and emptier and emptier. I'm like, well, what do you expect me to do? You expect me to keep stuff that's full of mice piss and shit? I don't think so. And he's like, oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I said, you think sorry is going to replace anything I've lost from you guys' mismanagement? None. So do you think I really am accepting of your sorry unless there's a fat check with it? And he just looked at me and he said, oh, nobody's ever talked to me like that ever. And I said, well, guess what? Let me be your first. And if you need to, I'll be telling you again too. And people just don't get it. They think I'm a bitch. No, I'm not a bitch. I'm tired of people half-assing everything and anything. And then making excuses for themselves about why they do it. I don't make excuses for myself. I'm not definitely sitting here not able to do what I have to do because my heart doesn't work right. Fuck my heart. I'm going to do what I got to do. That's the difference, and that's what makes me different. And you know something? I want you guys to all know something when it comes to your heart. Do you know that when you're born, you have a certain allotment of how many times that heart's going to beat for you, eh? And you can't change that, not for another minute. So if you're allowing yourself to get stressed out, your heart's beating faster. Okay? Slow that shit down with your breathing. because you are ticking your life away by doing that. If you choose to be stressed out, depressed, anxious, well, as your heart gallops along, it's also speeding up the time you have left. That's why, you got to stay still within your being. Factually. And we get worked up for all the stupidest shit in this world because we're conditioned to be like that. And we're conditioned to react to things instead of just let them be. And we're conditioned to judge people instead of going, okay, well, that's just their free will. Allow them to do that. Loving unconditionally is not judging people. It's giving the allowance to people to be who they're going to be. Yes, but all I'm telling you guys tonight is don't put your dependence of your wellness and of your mental health and of your emotional state into the hands of another unless they are in the capacity to assist you. Factually. Because, no matter what situation it is that I'm living in, no matter what interactions I have, I'm finding more so than not that these people are not able to provide what they claim to. And it's sad. We put a government in power that's totally crippling us. We allow things to happen that is totally destructive. It's not right for anybody. Well, if you're not standing up to voice your opinion or to make people aware, or, you're either a part of the solution or you're a part of the problem. And that's what I'd love to say. People are either a part of the solution or they are a part of the fucking problem. And you won't know that until at face value. Because I highly doubt that you can feel like I feel. Like I can read somebody from a mile away. But, guys, just don't delegate your wellness to anybody. Ever. Take stuff into your own hands. And get what you want out of this life. Because you only have your heart's desires you should be worrying about. Nobody else's. Factually. Anyway, I love you all. Have a great weekend. And I can't stress it enough, you guys, when there are things that you can handle in your life, handle them. Don't let them accumulate. Handle them. And handle them head on. Don't shy away from them and don't say, oh, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Because factually, tomorrow's not owed to you, eh? Yeah, so get everything done today that you possibly can today. It frees up a lot of time for tomorrow, too. Delegate what you must, but try to do everything the way that you need to do it. I love you all. Have a great night. Peace.